Welcome everyone for being here at the 12th and Brandywine Urban Farm. Really, we should be calling this the Robinson Farm because of my predecessor, Councilman Eric Robinson, and all of his hard work in really creating this urban farm here in the city of Wilmington. This was the first urban farm in the city of Wilmington. I want to stress that. And as we continue to talk about the 3rd District being the place where opportunity lives, we're able to address food deserts and the lack of healthy, nutritious foods in Wilmington's urban core by the food that is produced here by residents of the 11th Street Bridge neighborhood. And I also want to highlight one of the residents of the 11th Street Bridge neighborhood, Miss Mia, who's here. Say hi, Mia.
Hi.
Mia is here, and she volunteers and contributes to the urban farm regularly. And it's about the investments of our young people in our neighborhoods that ensures that the legacy of former Councilman Eric Robinson and his hard work does not go forgotten. So I want to thank Mia for her hard work and contribution as a resident of the neighborhood, and also want to thank Councilman Robinson's wife, Miss Rosa Robinson, for being here today and her continued work here in the 11th Street Bridge neighborhood to continue the legacy of her husband. And with that, I would like to introduce the CEO of the Delaware Center for Horticulture, Vic. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Darius. Thanks for coming, everyone. My name is Vikram Krishnamurti. I'm the Director of Programs at the Delaware Center for Horticulture, and I want to thank Councilman Brown and the rest of City Council. We have fortunate to have the ongoing support of City Council for managing and facilitating this urban farm. We have a renewed lease with the city, with City Council. The city does own this property, and it's our pleasure to have renewed that lease for another 5 years. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the future as well as how we've gotten to where we are now. I want to thank the Department of Agriculture and Holly Porter for arranging this event, and also the state legislature and Representative Urick especially for, we're here to celebrate today Delaware Local Produce Week. And we're really pleased to host you all here and to really highlight both the needs and the opportunities here in Wilmington for urban agriculture as part of what's going on statewide this week. And as Darius mentioned, we can't talk about the urban farm here in Wilmington without talking about Mr. Eric Robinson. We at the DCH first started working with Eric over 10 years ago, and he was at that time most interested in tree planting. So in addition to his interest in gardening, he was really an activist here in this neighborhood for planting trees. And one of the highlights of this process that transformed this set of vacant lots those years ago into what you see today was really the community input process. Even working with Mr. Robinson, I think he really facilitated a community input process, and really getting the input and the feedback and listening to the needs of the neighborhood really is what transformed these lots into what you see today. As I mentioned, the thought first was that we could do some tree planting in this neighborhood, which we have done, but really in listening to the community and hearing about their needs for fresh and healthy local produce is really what gave rise to this site. As with our tree and public landscapes programs, our urban agriculture program at the DCH, our intent really, one of our goals is to demonstrate and highlight what is possible. So as we look at vacant land around the city, corner lots and things like that, one of our goals is to really highlight and show what people can do. And I want to thank the Representative Bolden for your ongoing support of our programs as well. You know firsthand what a difference those kinds of projects can make in a neighborhood. But let's talk about what it really means for the people here in the neighborhood. It means that they don't have to cross town to find fresh and healthy fruits and vegetables, or even cross Northeast Boulevard anymore. It means that they can take part in producing their own food. The lower section here is a community garden, and individual members from the neighborhood each tend one of those beds. It's also a safe place to bring kids and teach them how to care for this garden, for their neighborhood, for our planet, and really to connect with nature in a way that can be direct in the form of food. We also use the garden to host our horticultural job skills training program. The Delaware Summer Youth Employment Program will be here in a couple of weeks. And we're going to put them to work. Adrian's going to put them to work. And we really rely on the hard work and dedication not only of the community members here, but our urban farmer, Adrian Spencer. And before we turn it over to Adrian, I want to introduce Gail Hermanow. Gail is the co-chair of the Delaware Urban Farm and Food Coalition. And so I'm going to turn it over to Gail to talk a little bit about what that group does as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. As this year's new co-chair of the coalition, what our mission is to provide healthy, fresh vegetables and improve access for those communities that are in need. What we're working on now is putting together a database of all the community garden projects that are in the area. We're working on a water policy. The coalition has several members. They're all volunteers. They donate their time and their talents to a lot of the work that we do in the areas of the urban agriculture, community gardens. That's sort of our mission, to increase urban agricultural community garden projects. We provide technical assistance, and one of the places that we do that here is at the community garden area that Ruth is in charge of right here at 12th and Brandywine. We provide technical assistance. We have resources for everyone. We do workshops. We do a variety of things, and we've done a lot of workshops here at the community garden. If maybe Ruth would like to talk about some of her community garden members and the work that's done there.
Okay. Hi, I'm Ruth Darius. I also work for the Delaware Center for Horticulture. I'm the community garden liaison. I'm also on the coalition. I am one of the chairs on the Education and Marketing Committee. And I work with the community gardeners here at 12th and Brandywine. There are about 10 to 15 families that manage plots. We teach them about gardening from the beginning to the end. You don't have to come with any skills. You don't even have to bring seeds or plants. We provide all of that. So it's a great experience for the members of the community, as well as children that do come by looking in, trying to figure out what's going on in here. We just invite them in.
And Ruth and I are also master food educators, and nutrition is an important part of some of the workshops that we give. And so we'd like to provide as much of that information to our community garden members as possible. The nutritional value of healthy, fresh, locally grown food is really important, and that should be available to everyone. And so I really would like to thank you for having me here in Local Produce Week. It means a lot to me to be able to take part in this, and hope that we can grow and continue. And maybe this could be a yearly thing where every year this is Local Fresh Produce Week. That would be really nice.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Representative Bolden, would you like to say a few words?
If I may, thank you very much. Thank you so much. I would just like to have Miss Rosa Robinson come forward, because I know this is a very emotional time and event for her, because her husband and she were so much involved in putting all of this together, and this is what's so important, because I asked her to make sure she was here to speak, or even if she wanted to say something in reference to Eric today. This area has really grown, and it's the second representative district for the state, and I used to be the council person for the 3rd district, so I know a lot about what was here before and what's going on now. The vacant lots from Hogarth Korea being over there as well, which used to do a lot of gardening and taking care of the area. The other thing is we have Duffy's Hope that has another garden, which is on Spruce Street, and then we have another one that's on Sherman Street. So we've been all over with these urban gardens and teaching people and how to actually eat healthy and be able to grow your own produce, etc. So I want to just say to Rosa, I love so much, just to give her the opportunity to say something on behalf of her husband, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you. My husband spent many months and years trying to pull this together, and I have to say the urban farm has truly been an asset to this community. He was a trailblazer. He loved nature. Anybody that knew him will tell you he loved this garden. This was at the top of his list. And many of the residents in the 3rd district also came. We have pictures at home, many pictures at home, where the community came forward day after day putting this together, digging dirt, helping to bring in the soil, helping to raise the bed, helping to plant seeds. And he is truly missed.
Maybe we can name this the Eric Robinson Urban Garden. And I want to thank Councilman Brown for continuing the work and making sure that this continues to happen and council provides and keeps it going. So thank you, Councilmember Brown.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to turn it over now to our urban farmer, Adrian Spencer. Adrian is really responsible for a lot of what you see here in terms of the day-to-day maintenance and the market. And I want to make sure that we invite everyone to purchase something before you leave. Adrian and Ruth were just, and along with Mia, were just getting some things ready this morning before you all arrived. So, Adrian.
Well, welcome everyone to the Urban Farm. As Vic has said, my name is Adrian Spencer, and my responsibility as well as the privilege to operate and grow what you see growing here. I've been with the Delaware Center for Horticulture about 4 years now. However, I've been growing vegetables, I guess, all my life. I was raised in Middletown. So for those of you who are from this area, you know Middletown was a rural community until very, very recently. So it's growing as second nature, in my blood. And I just, would like to express how passionate I am about what I do here. As a mother of, young boys, one who was extremely obese until about 12 or 13 years old. I've always been very passionate about healthy eating, and as a result of my work here, as well as, just being a conscientious mom, he's lost a lot of weight. He weighs less now than he did at 9 years old, and he's almost 18, so. But this is a great opportunity for children in the neighborhood to come and learn. We open the gates every morning and invite everyone in the neighborhood who walks or rides by to come by and purchase or just come in and tour and talk. You don't have to have a bed in order to be able to come. And one of the my concerns in the past years was that the neighbors, I felt as though, did not feel welcome to come whenever they wanted. And so as a result, now the farm is open every single morning for purchases, or as I said, just to come by and visit. And so again, I would encourage you all to spread the word to every and anyone to please make use of this garden and take advantage of this great resource. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you, Adrian.
And I guess I'll just wrap it up. I'm Holly Porter, the Deputy Principal Assistant at the Delaware Department of Agriculture. I work on policy, and the Department of Ag is extremely excited to partner and work with so many different urban farms, community gardens, folks that are doing mobile markets, healthy corner store initiatives. Our mission at the Department of Ag is to make sure that all of our farmers are viable and economical, and that's all farmers, from our farmers downstate to our farmers up here. The important part too is not only are folks starting to eat, healthier, eat some of these fruits and vegetables, but then they start demanding it, and so then the demand increases, and that's where our farmers downstate really benefit, because they're able to see that increase in the demand, whether it's in the local corner stores, whether it's in the ShopRites or Safeways or so forth. So we really, really are excited and thankful for Representative Urick for proclaiming this our local produce week in the state. And we really thank you all for coming out. And I believe at this point we're going to go ahead and open up and have some tour of the area and the gardens here, unless there are any questions. Wonderful, thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
you.